Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It's July 9th, 2019, and I found an article that I'd really like to go over with you guys. This was actually distributed out on July 5th of 2019. It came to the Scam Stingers Twitter feed, and I have received a copy of it. I would like to kind of read through this for you guys, or at least partially read through it, and then link this in the description for you guys to actually take a look at it for yourself. I think it's a very interesting glimpse into what's going on with the sovereign citizen movement in a very specific county, that county being Lorain County. So, of course, this is entitled A Look at the Sovereign Citizen Movement in Lorain County. And going to go ahead and start here, and I will read through some of it, and the rest of it you guys can take a look at for yourself. By the way, this is from morningjournal.com. Everyone being equal under the law is a core component of the U.S. justice system, but what if someone doesn't believe the government is legitimate? This is the core principle of an unorganized movement called sovereignty that has been growing steadily across the country and has even popped up in Lorain County. The exact beliefs of members of the sovereignty movement, beside the belief that the government is illegitimate, are hard to pin down, as there is no centralized group codifying some sort of doctrine. Their beliefs are often a hodgepodge of conspiracy theories which allege that at some point the government is set up by founding fathers, which was replaced by a shadow government based on admiralty law, and according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, which keeps tabs on various extremist groups. This alleged switch either dates to the Civil War or when the government switched from the gold standard in 1933. At the time of this alleged change, the sovereign believes that when a child is born and their parents apply for a social security number, that the government sets up a kind of corporate trust using the child's birth certificate, the center said. This is what the sovereign believes is beholden to the laws of the government, the strawman corporate entity, referenced in official documents such as birth certificates and social security cards, not the flesh and blood human who bears the same name. Quote, when people hear that they usually run because, just like Christianity, you have good and bad in the, I call it, spirituality. I put the Stand Society in hopes to level the playing field on how human beings are treated in employment, education, and the justice system, end quote. The center said the sovereign finds evidence of these documents themselves, specifically in the fact that many government documents will print a person's name in capital letters. King Zubata, 64, of Lorain, is a sovereign citizen. He runs the STAND, S-T-A-N-D, Society, which stands for Striving Toward a New Day. When people hear that, they usually run because, just like Christianity, you have good and bad in the, I call it, spirituality, he said. I put the STAND Society in hopes to level the playing field on how human beings are treated in employment, education, and the justice system. He freely admits that he is not a lawyer and claims that he does not practice law. Quote, I do write letters and character references and things of that nature, end quote, he said. Quote, in my study, I've learned it is my constitutional right to petition any and all government officials. They are public servants, end quote. For him, Zubata claims he follows, quote, God's law, which he believes supersedes the U.S. government. Quote, the government has us all hoodwinked to believe that what they do is the law, end quote, he said. He supplied the Morning Journal with a booklet titled, quote, Common Law Handbook for Jurors, Sheriffs, Bailiffs, and Justices, end quote, by way of explanation of his beliefs. Throughout the 48-page booklet, claims are made about the limits of government's power, with little beyond claims citations from the Bible, very short quotes from the Founding Fathers and paraphrases, and single-sentence quotations from various court cases, some dating to the first few decades after the American Revolution. One section titled, quote, Law of the Land, end quote, contains a paragraph that seems to distill the message of the entire booklet. Quote, the Constitution was ordained and established by the people for the United States of America, aka government, end quote, it said. Quote, therefore, government was created by an act of the people. Therefore, the creation cannot trump the creator, end quote. Currently, Zubata is in a conflict with the Lorain Police Department over his beliefs that he needs neither a license nor a license plate to operate a vehicle. He has surrendered his driver's license to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles and currently only holds a state-issued identification card. In a copy of his complaint to the police dated April 11th, Zubata claims that his God/creator, this is a quote by the way, inalienable rights to travel, end quote, bar him from needing a license plate. Despite his claims, officers from the department forced him to tow his car from Central Park, saying they would charge him with driving without a license if he attempted to move it himself. He cited federal law, stating it is a crime for anyone acting under, quote, any color of law, end quote, to hinder a person exercising their rights, and draws a parallel between his situation and the 2018 firing of Lorain police officer John R. Kovach. In asking for the two officers to be charged with a crime, according to the complaint. Kovach was fired after an internal investigation found he initiated a traffic stop on and subsequently held his daughter's boyfriend without a valid reason. Dashcam footage of the incident showed the boyfriend's car did bear a valid Ohio license plate. This isn't the first time Zubata has drawn the attention of authorities for his beliefs. In September of 2014, the Ohio Supreme Court found that Zubata was engaged in the unauthorized practice of law and ordered him not to continue the practice and to not advise any individual involved in a pending legal matter regarding the law or trial strategies, contacting judges presiding over pending legal matters, and advocating on behalf of others. The court also fined him $20,000 and also ordered court costs to the tune of $1,684. The order came in response to a filing by the Lorain County Bar Association due to Zubata's involvement with 4 Lorain County common pleas court cases. In each case, Zubata advised the defendants to disregard their attorney's advice, leading to lengthy prison sentences for the accused, according to the court's opinion on the case. I'm going to leave it here and let you guys read the rest for yourself. Once again, another scenario where someone has a little bit of information, all of it or the majority of it being inaccurate, and as a result, spreading this information to other parties who are now finding themselves serving prison or jail sentences because of the inaccuracy of one man. This is part of what makes the sovereign citizen and these patriot movements so dangerous. We just saw in the last video that I did where Noble L, part of the Moorish National Movement, is putting out forms from the Treasury and asking people to fill them out in order to commit bank fraud. We have seen numerous times where the Moorish community and the sovereign citizen community and a lot of people in the patriot community, in addition, are attempting to try to file false liens against other citizens or against judges and police officers and court clerks. Another felony in most states. And in those that it's not a felony, it is a misdemeanor, and it is one that is frowned down upon heavily. A little bit of information that these people go with, put it on a YouTube video, and thousands of people find themselves in trouble because of it. As you guys know, I follow these links very carefully. I watch on a regular basis for these sorts of articles because it is becoming a much bigger problem than what people are willing to admit to themselves. There is a reason that the sovereign citizen movement was considered or is considered a terrorist, domestic terrorist group. There is a reason why filing false liens is considered paper terrorism. It is because of the fact that this is something that is not just a factor with the party who's doing it. It rains terror and havoc on the people that are being scammed. It rains terror and havoc on the people who simply disagree with the ideology of that particular party. And as a result, they're having a fake lien placed upon them, which at times in the past has meant they can't get any credit. Their credit score they've worked on for years and years was AAA and goes down to a C or a D because they've got $1 million lien on them that is fake. These movements that you guys see on YouTube all the time are much more dangerous than what most people understand. We are looking at individuals that are wanting to overthrow the current government. We're looking at people from both sides of the fringe, left and right. Some anarchists, some are so far to the right that they are actually considered sovereign citizens. Most of you think of a sovereign citizen as someone who gets pulled over at a traffic stop and refuses to give a cop their driver's license. But the truth is that sovereign citizens and people that believe in that ideology are very, very dangerous stops for the police officers because there have been many killed over this movement. There have been millions of dollars stolen by scams of the redemption theory because of the sovereign citizen and Moorish movement specifically. When I have you guys take a look at these things, even though I know you already all pretty much know the way the story's going to go, I am urging you all to share this story because it's very important, or the stories rather, it's very important this information get out to the public who has no idea who these individuals are. There are many unsuspecting individuals who fall for the redemption theory scam, the so-called secret account scam, who spend thousands of dollars and send in personal information like birth certificates and social security cards on themselves, their children, and other family members to the likes of con artists every single day. There is a man on YouTube currently, right now, that is charging $500 per birth certificate that you send in, promising that he will get you a debit card that you can draw up to $1,000 a day off of after 6 months. I kid you not. Please share these articles. Please talk about this. Rome fell too, and it was pretty damn big. These people have an agenda, and they've had it since the early 60s. They're growing. It's important. Everybody have a good day.